when you don't have anything to offer people, that tends to make your relationships run dry. When you don't have things, people don't treat you the same. I haven't had any kind of real foundation. You know, if you're not taught how to be stable, like how can you be? Okay, so my tent. So I'll start from the beginning. Okay, so let's say you put your tent beside the street, right? Which some people do. They either have to stay close to it, right, to watch it, or they have to stay in it majority of the time, so no one takes it, steals it, raids it, because for some reason people on the street don't get it. And I'm not trying to bash them or anything, but a lot of them don't know better. They're gonna steal all your stuff if they can, which is sad. Yeah. I've had it happen many times. So it seems like every time someone finds your stuff out there, they're gonna take everything they can, even if it's not even useful to them.
Wow, still take it.
Yeah, I had like a bag with boxing gloves and stuff in it. They took that. I'm like, bro, you could have at least took the boxing gloves and stuff out so I can have my training gear and just take the just take the bag and leave my goodies.
Yeah.
But so my thing is you have to have a place where people aren't going to be able to find it easily. And so, by the grace of God, I found a location where you have to go through like a path in the woods. And, there's like sticks and fallen brush everywhere. And there's not a lot of paths to cut through this little part of the woods. So you have to like duck under some branches and push some branches to the side and, do a couple turns. And I try not to step in the dirt so no one can follow my tracks. So I step on branches and stuff instead, even at night. And you can't, like, a lot of other people on the street, they're going to be using lights and stuff so they can find their way. But I've learned even people with money, even people with apartments, even people that have things will take from people who have nothing. And they'll even, just out of spite, destroy something of someone else's if they can. And I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I've had that happen. I had a guy dressed in a business suit. One day I dropped $1 and I was broke. All I had was $6. I'm in a Subway line to buy food. And I dropped $1 and I had enough money to buy a sandwich. And this guy behind me in a suit with a briefcase took my $1. The person who was behind the counter didn't say anything but saw it. She was like, after he left and everything, she was like, don't worry, I got you. And after he left, she was like, he bent down and took your $1. And he sat there and watched me, could not buy my sandwich. So that's the kind of thing that keeps people on the street, that drives people to do drugs. Because people will treat you like an animal if they find out that you're below them.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, so my stuff has to be hidden and secluded so that way it's not easily found, so people can't just spitefully destroy it. Just because they're like, oh, this guy's living in the woods. Oh, he's nobody. Oh, he would never do anything to us. Oh, he's someone vulnerable. Oh, we can just, have fun, ripping his stuff apart so we can,
So
some people get off on that. Yeah. Yeah, some people think that's fun. Um, and yeah, so even when you cut through all these woods, I built like I found this nice little secluded spot where you have to duck under. You have to duck under like a fallen branch, and then there's like trees that come up, and there's a branch. So it's almost like a little entranceway that you have to almost get on your hands and knees to get under it. And then there's like, fallen trees and stuff that blocks the view. And then I built a bunch of like sticks and different brush up so they can't see. It's like a wall that people can't see behind there. And yeah, so then my tent has like a camouflaged tarp over the top of it for rain. And I got it built up on a couple pallets. So that way, whenever it does rain, it's not seeping through the bottom of the tent.
So it's nice and secure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, Devin. So, what does the future hold for you? Are you just going with the flow?
When I was in jail, and I asked God what He had for my future, He gave me a couple confirmations. And one of those nights I asked Him again. So I was like, okay, it's MMA, but I asked Him again. I said, what do you have for me, Lord? I went to sleep, and that night I had a dream. And it started out in some type of cafeteria, and every single plate had blueberry pancakes. I don't know why. And so I walked around, and I started talking to this woman, and I know she was like a Hispanic woman. And so me and her are talking, and then I go a different direction, and I see my little brother and his bullies, because he has like terrible bullies. They drove his friend to commit suicide. Yeah, that's how bad these bullies are. And so I start like swinging at them, like chasing them, and they take off running. And then they go around this corner, and then I go around the corner chasing them. And then all of a sudden I see like a whole line of like, I want to say MMA fighters or like Muay Thai fighters. And I was like going towards them, and it's like I was going like kind of through them, but almost like, like grab this person's hand and like, oh, they're getting stronger as I continued down the line. And then at the very end, I cut left, and there's only a few more. And at the end, where they were coming from, was double doors, because this is a significant spirit. Those double doors that were opened, right? He opens doors that no man can shut, and He shuts doors that no man can open. And I know that because even jobs,
Right.
like when He says you're done working here, you can't even try to go back.
Right.
No matter how hard you try, they're not gonna let you come back. Even if you did nothing wrong per se, but He shuts doors that no man can open. And so that's not the only thing significant, is on the other side of those doors was a bright, like heavenly white, I want to describe it. So like light, which is symbolic for God. This is a God-ordained opportunity, that this is where all this is coming from the light.
And you saw the mixed martial arts.
Well, that's what they all were.
Wow.
I saw the detailed gloves, the shorts, everything. And the gym that I'm at now has a Hispanic woman who is the owner. And so at the beginning of that dream, I was talking with a Hispanic woman.
Wow.
And then it went on to this opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah. And the very last person who came through the door was a famous mixed martial artist.
That's amazing.
I don't know if I should.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good for you. Are you excited? Sounds like you're
Yeah.
already walking in it.
It's very close.
Yeah.
Because the strange thing is, right? This is how this is how good God is, right? This gym that I'm at now is not like other gyms. You know, other gyms, you're gonna have to be there for like a year before they even consider you for competition. But this gym here, they're like, if you want to, you can go out there, but it's on you if you're ready or not.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I'm training in my plan, you know, God's will. My plan is to train for, you know, a month, 2 months or whatever. I'm already sparring people to compete.
Wow.
And I mean hard sparring.
Yeah. Wow.
Because, yeah, they're trying to like humble, you know. I mean, look at me, like I look kind of tough, you know. So people feel like they need to humble me. You know, they're like, because the muscles thing, you know, like you can look tough, but maybe in fighting you're not, which is true.
Right.
It's true. You know, not all big guys can fight, and I'm not saying I'm big, but you know, I don't know what they perceive.
Yeah.
Right, but for some reason, almost every martial arts gym I'm in, they try to humble me, and I notice it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm like wrestling with people, and then all of a sudden their best guy comes at me. Like, you know, it's almost like the teacher told him,
Right.
you know, like humble this guy.
Yeah. That's funny.
Like, for real, they want that. They want that. If they can humble you, they'll do it. Because they want to submit you,
Right.
you know? And then all of a sudden me and the best guy in the gym are like going hardcore.
Yeah.
And that's not how you train.
Right.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good. That's good. So those are some of your hobbies. So what do you want to tell the world?
I want to tell the world that, you know, like Job, no matter what, you know, no matter how hard things get, still trust God, still love God, and don't turn your back on Him, because God might not be the loudest person in the room, right? But at the end of the day, when you see Him face to face, because we all will, His voice would be pretty loud then.
Oh yeah.
It says His voice echoes
Yeah. It
like
does.
thunder.
That's good.
And so this whole world is like a testing ground for His children in particular. You know, you're going to have to overcome things to get to where you need to be.
Right.
Just the way it is. You know, there's no reward if there's no fight.
Right.
Right. If everything came easy, what kind of experience would that be?
Right. Yeah.
You
That's
know,
good.
it feels more rewarding when you struggle to get something, right? If your house was just given to you, it doesn't mean a lot. But if you worked like to the nail, you know, you shed blood to get this house, then there's a peace when you get it, because you've entered rest. You enter rest by work.
That's good.
But God will give you rest, but you get there by work.
That's good. Wow. So what is your favorite quote? Favorite scripture? Favorite saying that you may have, something you came up with?
I come up with sayings all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. One thing I resort to is, you know, like trust in the Lord with all your heart, mind, and soul.
That's good. Yeah.
I feel like that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Come to me, all you who are burdened, heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And take my yoke upon you, and learn from me, because I'm humble and meek and lowly.
Yeah.
And So that's what a lot of people don't realize is God really, He really cares a lot about those who are helpless,
Yeah.
can't help themselves.